With Superman set to launch James Gunn and Peter Safran's new DC Universe, DCU, next month, the franchise is already signaling its commitment to bold, unconventional storytelling. Among the most exciting of the announced projects is Clayface, a feature film focused on one of Batman's most visually dynamic and emotionally tragic villains. And with horror maestro Mike Flanagan, of Midnight Mass and Dr. Sleep fame, having penned the original draft, the project appears poised to embrace the darker, more poignant elements that define Gotham's most compelling characters. Flanagan has already confirmed that his script was heavily inspired by the two-part Batman, the animated series, BTS, storyline Feet of Clay, a revered entry in the show's legacy. That revelation alone has raised expectations sky high, and for good reason. Feet of Clay is not just one of Taza's most memorable stories, it's a near-perfect origin for the DCU's version of Clayface. Tragedy as the core of Clayface's identity. The Feet of Clay episodes, written by Michael Reeves and Marv Wolfman, transformed the character of Matt Hagen from a B-list shapeshifter into one of Batman's most tragic and sympathetic foes. In the story, Hagen is a disfigured actor manipulated into using a synthetic compound to change his appearance, only to suffer irreversible consequences that turn him into the grotesque, morphing monster known as Clayface. What makes the tale enduring is not the transformation itself, but the emotional decay that follows it. Hagen isn't simply a villain, he's a broken man clinging to fragments of his former identity. This nuanced take is exactly what a DCU Clayface film should strive for. Like Taza's treatment of characters such as Mr. Freeze and Two-Face, Feet of Clay delivers a potent blend of emotional realism and operatic tragedy, something that feels far removed from the empty spectacle of some recent comic book films. Flanagan horror sensibility, a perfect match. Mike Flanagan's deep appreciation for horror with a human core makes him a natural fit for this material. In The Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass, he explored themes of grief, guilt, and identity, elements that mirror Hagen's own internal battle. Even though Flanagan has since stepped aside to work on other projects, with James Watkins, Speak No Evil, now directing, and Hossein Amini, Drive, Obi-Wan Kenobi, reportedly revising the script, the foundation Flanagan laid appears solid. It would be a mistake, however, to move too far from the source that inspired that vision. Feet of Clay doesn't just offer a plot, it provides a thematic anchor. It's a story about identity erosion, the price of fame, and the horror of losing oneself. Universal themes that could elevate Clayface from genre fodder to genuine cinema. A monster or an antihero? One of the more intriguing questions surrounding the Clayface project is whether the DCU will lean into the character as a straight-up villain or portray him as a misunderstood antihero. Interestingly, Feet of Clay walked that line perfectly. While Hagen ultimately became a threat to Gotham, his motives and pain were never hidden from the audience. He was a villain by circumstance, not design, a man who lost everything and lashed out in despair. Given recent attempts at villain-centric films, Joker, Folie à Deux, Kraven the Hunter, that often stumble into tonal dissonance or shallow spectacle, Clayface has the opportunity to stand apart. By remaining grounded in tragedy rather than glorification, the film can deliver a compelling, character-driven story that enriches the DCU rather than simply expanding it. Blending Hagen and Carlo, a smart move. The DCU may also choose to blend the histories of Matt Hagen and Basil Carlo, another version of Clayface from the comics. This isn't without precedent. James Tynion Ivy's Detective Comics run and John Jackson Miller's Batman Resurrection novel have both done so with success. Such a fusion allows for the creation of a composite character who carries both the performative anguish of Carlo and the tragic mutation of Hagen, resulting in a more layered and versatile antagonist, or antihero. A unique opportunity in the DCU. The fact that Gunn and Safran are allowing the DCU to explore lesser-known but emotionally rich characters like Clayface speaks to a desire to make their universe stand out. Instead of leaning solely on marquee names, they're digging into the rogues gallery to find characters with cinematic potential beyond explosions and catchphrases. If Clayface sticks to the spirit of Feet of Clay and embraces Flanagan's haunting vision, It could become one of the most emotionally resonant and stylistically daring entries in the new DCU. And that's exactly what this cinematic reboot needs. Not just spectacle, but soul.